All right, let's dive into AMD, and we want to find out whether we are going for a buy or a sell. So in order to do that, we need to find the market structure, and then we need to find the support and resistance. And then from there, let's see whether we have a stronger buy or sell. So here's AMD, and we are right here at the weekly time frame. And we're going to break it down from the bigger time frame to a smaller time frame, which is the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour, 2-hour, and 1 hour, and so on. So I have already analyzed a little bit because I don't want to take the video too long. So on the weekly time frame, we are in the bullish trend. How do we know that it's a bullish trend? Because as you guys can see from the left-hand side, from the history, that it did move upwards. So we do say from a higher low, higher high, came back down, the higher low, and this one is the next higher high. I don't really count it because it doesn't really give me the leg like a staircase, okay? So, but if we break it down in the daily 4-hour, it will look much cleaner. So the higher low, higher high, came back down, higher low, and then we have a push up, which is the higher high. So for right now, since the higher low and the higher high still covers all of the candlesticks, it is still considered as a bullish trend. But most of the traders think, no, it is a bearish trend. Not at all for right now into the weekly time frame. So once we move into the daily time frame, now we're going to see something much more pattern and cleaner staircase. So right here, as we can indicate, if we look from the left-hand side, it is slightly moving upwards like a staircase. And as we trader, how we say it's the higher low and the higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and so on. Once the higher low break through, then we do consider as a bearish trend, in which we say the lower high, so the lowest highs, and the lower low, right? And then we have another higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. It break through, but then it did failed. It wants to push further up. But right now, as I can see here, here's the next higher low, higher high, it break through, and now we are literally into a bearish trend. Because if I can use the green line, it will tell you right away that it wants to go down. So basically on the daily time frame, the candles are very exhausted. They can't really move further up. And this is another thing, what I am going to tell you later, that we also need to learn the pattern, because the pattern tells you a signal that it wants to reverse. So we have the classical head and shoulder pattern, which is a reversal pattern. So anyways, so daily is bearish, and then the 4-hour and the daily, as you guys can see here, it looks very, very similar. So I can tell already that the 4-hour time frame is also a bearish trend. Okay, higher high, no, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This is the recent higher low. So once these candle break through the higher low and stays underneath and wants to retest right here, it tells me right away that it's a bearish trend, okay, for the 4-hour time frame. And if we look at the 2-hour time frame, the 2-hour time frame, it's basically the same thing. And I can immediately see that we have a beautiful head and shoulder pattern, okay? And the neckline right here broke through. It did retest, which I can see from the candle wick. It retest, it reject, and it came further back down. And it's the same thing with the 1 hour. Yes, you will see more higher lows, higher highs, more lower high, lower lows, but overall of the market structure, the 1 hour is bearish, the 2 hour is bearish, the 4 hour is bearish, the daily is bearish, except for the weekly. The weekly is still in a bullish trend. But since we have so many time frames that turns into a bearish trend, there's a higher chance that it goes further down. But as you guys can see right here, you guys read from the 2 hour and 1 hour time frame that it may turn into a bullish trend. So I can show it to you right here. So as you guys can see here, we have a lower high, right? So we have a staircase that is moving downwards. So once we go further down here, it came down, it stopped, it rejected, and it wants to push back up. It came up, it stopped, it rejected, and then it's pushing back down further. So since this was the lower high, since this was the lower low, this 2 hour candle broke through the lower low. So then this is the next lower low. And for right now, this one is the lower high. But as we can see here, the 2 hour candle broke through the lower high and it did stay there. But however, we have no idea whether it is just a fake out. Okay, so we need to wait and let's see how it evolves. And it's the same thing with the 1 hour time frame. This one is the latest lower high. And right here, we have the 1 hour, the next 1 hour, the next hour, 1 hour that it stays above. So we have to wait for more confirmation. So as you guys can see, so the market structure is bearish. And this is why that there's a higher chance that it goes down. But we have no idea whether we get some good news, whether the traders would like to push the AMD stock higher. So if we look at basically on the daily time frame, we have many support and resistance levels. So this one is this was the support level. And once it hits back to the support level and it did reject, then there's a higher chance that it will come back down right here. And this is the same thing that we also see for the 4 hour time frame. Okay, so the orange line is let me show it to you, is my 2 hour and 1 hour time frame. And as I told you before, if you guys have 30 minutes, 1 hour, and 2 hour support or resistance level, it is not that strong and reliable as the daily and the weekly. Okay, so it is easier to break through. So if the 2 hour and the 1 hour support level break through the level, it will find the next resistance level, which is this one. It is the daily and the 4 hour time frame. So once it rejects, it comes back down. But if this resistance level, right, the daily and the 4 hour, also break through it, then we can consider as a bullish trend. Then obviously I will buy. But for right now, there are 3 options to do so. So if it rejects on the 2 hour and 1 hour resistance level, it comes back down. If it rejects on the daily and the 4 hour level, it rejects, it will come back down. So this is my analysis for right now. So let's see for 1 week where it really wants to go. But I believe it takes about 1 to 2 weeks in order to see whether it really wants to push back up. But for within a week or so, I think it is going down. Okay, let me know in the comment below what you have analyzed. And as always, you execute, you gain, you succeed. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.